Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We have another important transmission lined up for you today. It is Wednesday, the 25th day of August, 2010. We're going to be live here for the next 3 hours, and we don't have any guests scheduled. I may have a few people popping in with some key info later in the broadcast, but no full guest interviews, 30-minute or hour-long interviews coming up today. Let me just give you a rundown of some of the amazing news that's coming up. In the weird stack, Hitler had Jewish and African roots, London Telegraph, DNA test show, by testing his known relatives here in the United States and Europe, taken from 39 relatives of the Nazi leader showing African and Jewish roots. Well, it is a fact that his father, Alois Hitler, was the illegitimate son of a servant girl in the Rothschild household. I've researched it. It's in mainline history. Also, of course, his third wife, Hitler's mother, was also his niece and was reportedly also related because the wealthy and the royal of Europe constantly had illegitimate children, and Hitler even had a lot of people killed to try to cover this up. This was a big scandal for Adolf Hitler, but now the DNA tests have come in. And a lot of times I don't believe mainstream media, and I don't really know what to make of this. But we do know that where there's smoke, there's fire, and that this is a interesting issue. So we'll be talking some about that today, but it's obviously not our top story. A report I meant to get to yesterday that I will cover during this hour is a very credible retired FBI agent who specifically discovered plans to kill Kennedy in the months before the operation, has gone public, and now they've declassified, because we're 40-plus years later, the original FBI reports where they knew who some of the shooters were and what was being planned in Chicago and Dallas. He was meant to be killed a week before in Chicago, as other Secret Service agents and FBI agents have also gone public with. So this is a very credible FBI agent who worked the case before and after, including in Dallas. He wasn't from Dallas. He was sent to Dallas, and I'm going to work on getting him on the broadcast. I'm going to play a news clip of this and cover it. Paul Watson posted it yesterday at prisonplanet.com. The economic stack is absolutely frightening. We're going to be going over that as things deteriorate even faster. Last year, I sent Rob Dew and Jason Douglas to Northern California, to Sacramento, the capital, where at night they basically lock up the homeless people, and they don't let them sleep on the street or in tents or on city or state land. They basically arrest them. And the same thing is being rolled out in Hawaii. Well, now this is out of News One. New York Republican candidate says prison dorms for welfare recipients. And this is also being proposed in England in the last few months. We've seen a lot of reports about let's lock up the poor and let's make them work to pay for their room and board. And this is a very, very dangerous trend. So we'll be breaking that down today. Also, yesterday, I covered the fact that Carver's Bay enlists entire 9th grade. Welcome to high school. Now drop and give me 20. They were forcibly put into the junior ROTC. Then they try to force them to sign commitment papers to join the military. This is going on all over the country. But here's another one. Creeping Militarism Invades Alaska Grade High School by Kurt Nimmo. But actually the link here is to the Alaska Star. Will you guys print me that link? I want to read from the Alaska Star itself, where the Army is now training the kindergartners. This is part of full spectrum dominance, complete takeover of our society. As the states and counties go bankrupt, the federal government and the Army will run all of society with their top secret USA million-man private spy team as well. It's all coming up. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal, Trends Forecast, and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year when any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs. Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit trendsresearch.com today. That's trendsresearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup, insurance, and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
We've got it. This transmission is coming to you.
Waging war on corruption.
All right, you are go.
It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
It is Wednesday, 25th day of August, 1 to 10. Wide open phones today on any of the news items I raise. Any questions or comments or points you want to make, you are welcome to join us live on the air worldwide, blasting out on the AM and FM dial, coast to coast, simulcast on satellite, global shortwave, and the #1 show on the internet worldwide, according to Alexa, Shoutcast, and many other gauges. Infowars.com and prisonplanet.com. Thank you for joining us, no matter how you're listening, whether it's watching us on YouTube or prisonplanet.tv or on the free iPhone app or the 300+ thousand people a day that download the MP3 podcast that is free at Infowars.com. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Incredible new developments on military fronts. Wall Street Journal reports that the Pentagon is weighing a full-scale air war in Yemen. They're already moving into Pakistan, expanding the war in Afghanistan. They have renamed the combat brigades in Iraq. Combat is still going on. Pentagon says they'll be there until at least 2020, another decade. They're putting a private mercenary spy force, secret teams, hit squads, snatch and grab torture squads. The same system being set up in Iraq is being set up in the United States. The exact same control grid, and the Pentagon and MIT have even bragged about this. The face-scanning cameras, the surveillance blimps, the license plate reading cameras, the retina scanning to buy and sell, the retina scanning and biometric scanning to get driver's license, the biometric scanning to make purchases. It's all happening. We're going to be getting into that. Also on the economic front, Morgan Stanley says government default's inevitable. Default on the debt. U.S. new home sales sunk to lowest pace on record. That's new home sales. Existing home sales as low as they've been since 1968. Durable goods orders rose far less than expected. Dow reclaims 10,000 after stocks plunged this morning. Again, Dow faces a bouncy ride to 5,000, says top strategist. Economy caught in depression, not recession. CNBC. Bancor, the name of the global currency that a shocking IMF report is proposing. Again, this is all public now on the IMF's website, the new global currency backed up with your carbon taxes. Continuing, Ron Paul calls for audit of U.S. gold reserves. If you can't get the audit of the private secret of Federal Reserve, look at an audit of the gold reserves. We haven't had one in more than 60 years, and there's a lot of evidence that the gold has been stolen, given to the private banks. Huge news on that front. An incredible story about time to ditch the 20 billion plastic bags. And it goes on to say the government wants to pass laws in England and the U.S. to not let you wash your clothes and to line underwear and clothes with colloidal silver so that there's no infection problem and you'll just have to stink in your clothes. You cannot make this up. I'll be covering that later. Also, Woody Allen says New York too expensive for shooting films, but he's a big socialist that loves big government and taxes. There's a new bagels tax in New York. Literally more than 80-plus new taxes passed. It continues with just all these incredible announcements of taxation and regulation. I'll mine back through the economic stack coming up after I get into some of the other news. Now, this is very important what I'm about to cover. And I want to preface it with this statement right now. We reverse engineered in the last 15 years everything that was being covertly built. The private spy networks, the merger of the military, National Guard, local police under CIA control in the fusion centers. It's now all admitted, Washington Post, New York Times, but they say how great it is. The face scanning cameras, the license plate reading cameras, the control grids, the automatic kill switches being put in all the new cars that the government can just activate, cell phones tracking you in real time, Google being an NSA front. It is now all admitted. There's no more denial. World government, world taxes, unelected, unaccountable, total tyranny. I remember back in 1998, all over the nation, in literally thousands of school districts, a multi-billion-dollar program where they would take local police or local sheriff's deputies and deputize them to teach a law enforcement class to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in a 3-year program. And then they would federally deputize and pay with a grant to multiple officers to be ATF in the school, having the children write dossiers on their parents. I have copies of it in my film, Police State 2: The Takeover, from 2000. Actual school memos. Training them to spy on their parents. It says they get access on the recess, access at lunch, turning them into confidential informants. I have local newscasts in Austin and ads on TV saying you get $200 when you turn your parents in. Here's your tattletale card and your identifying number with the children smiling. That's in Road to Tyranny, 2002. This is a full corporate takeover of everything. Auto industry, banking, agriculture. Only mega corporations are allowed to have businesses and operate under this system. This is a total mafia takeover of society. Then in the last decade, I've seen reports out of Chicago, L.A., and many other major big cities where entire public schools, if you're in that district, you go to a military academy. And at these military academies, they train them in every news article to take on gun owners, militias, conservatives, libertarians. We were reporting this 12 years ago. We were getting internal memos then. It only caught national attention in 2009 when we got the MIAC and Homeland Security reports stating the same thing from Homeland Security, exposing the Homeland Security operation. So this is 100% confirmed. They've got